better. You just got to understand your role.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Everybody is jockeying for position. If I was the head coach, everybody's position would be up for grabs because I want competition across the board. Earn it on the football field. That's the feel that I got from Coach Rule, is that he is an earn it guy. He ain't going to give you anything. To snatch that position, you got to go out there and solidify that first week, and you got to keep coming. You got to keep getting better every day. You got to make your teammates better. And you just got to understand your role.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined here on the boards by Mr. Harrison. How you doing this morning?
It's good. Good to see you, man. It's a nice morning finally.
Oh, yeah.
I know when I pulled up here, you guys weren't sitting outside, which is nice.
Yeah.
Or you were, but you can actually enjoy the weather. I hope we're done with that cold snap. It feels like it always sneaks up on us again, but at least it was nice yesterday. Got to enjoy March Madness. Overall, I think it's a pretty good weekend after quite a few cold ones.
Well, we had that win that I can't remember. Was it Friday night or something? Woke up, the trash can was out in the street.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, that was like, I sleep through pretty much everything. And so I kind of heard it going, but then I was just like, oh, for crying out loud, we must be in Kansas.
Yeah.
Like I was a little Toto or whatever else. Like a little Rico Toto. So hey, great. We got a great show here today, and I'm really excited. But just kind of wrapping up some things. It's been a week, and so Harrison, how's your week been going?
It's been good. Like I've been saying before, we're kind of talking before the break, like what the ticket's doing right now. It's just kind of crazy. So everything's picking up. We just keep adding guys. We're talking like we got Amon Green now, Adam Carricker. And now we're on Allo. DP dropped me. I think I came in on Monday and I came in for my other job. So I had my paint covered sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, we're starting on TV today. And I was like, I wish I would have grabbed another sweatshirt, DP, but nonetheless, it's awesome. But yeah, so channel 951, we're on Allo now as well. So that's just a great way to watch us all day. And we can actually broadcast stream. So like, if you really want to watch ticket content at 2 a.m., that's an option now. You can just go to Allo and do that. But again, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And if you want to join the text line, that's 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. And again, if you want to put a face to the voice, good way to do that is through Allo, channel 951, or through our streams. But yeah, man, it's just been a good week. I know I watched March Madness yesterday. That one, obviously, San Diego State winning on that buzzer beater. And man, I'll tell you what though, those are the Owls. I didn't have them going far. It's just one of those years. I think college basketball is leveling out so far that these teams, like your 9 seeds, I think we're just going to see that more and more. It feels like one's a lot more even than it used to be.
Well, you think about it, you got that, you had that COVID year, you got some individuals that are, you're physically seeing men out there, and I think that's, I look at that, aspect as I think about some of the guests we had and Stuart Venerable and all that. But I mean, you're seeing individuals and their bodies physically have progressed.
Yeah.
And so those are individuals traditionally you probably see kind of making a run, maybe at the NBA league, and even on the women's side, the same thing. And so I think when you look at that, for me, you're saying, one, their knowledge of the game, you get older, you start seeing things, you learn different things. You're able to execute a little bit differently. And so it's nice to see. I'm still an Arizona fan at heart, so I'm still looking for the 2024 run that we're going to make, as well as the Dallas Cowboys. There it is. That's my plug. I got it in. But yeah, it was really cool to see. And then on the women's side, I'm just going to be honest. I was pulling for that South Carolina. I really kind of wanted to see the South Carolina LSU matchup. Just for me, that kind of was just intriguing to see what that looked like. You got, Don Staley, who's kind of, just class. I mean, I'll be honest, like, I know if you've kind of followed lately and just kind of some of the things she said that were said in the media about the team and, but just the way she did it, like she was poised. And just was like, hey, I know, but I got much love and giving respect to that freshman class that came in. She's like, there's not going to be any class ever like this again. And LSU, you just got a group that's just having fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we focus on the men a lot, but man, just the Bayou Barbie they call her, and then Flante Johnson, who if you haven't heard her, I mean, she I
Oh, I
mean,
haven't
is
heard that.
you have to hear she's on that team, and I mean, Flante, I mean, she is for real and a freshman and is out there doing it. I love the way Kim Mulkey just kind of says it hasn't interfered with her doing her thing. So we're gonna she was on America's Got Talent.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
gotta watch this.
you have
That's
to if you have
incredible.
not seen. I mean, she was on America's Got Talent and just pulled it down. But their whole team, just the way they interact, and you got Iowa, the Player of the Year with Caitlin Clark, and I had gotten the opportunity to see her when my daughter was playing AU, kind of at the tail end. My daughter's a little about 2 years, 3 years older,
Mhm.
and she was playing, and it's, I mean, is real, and the flopping and the other things or whatever else, but you one thing you recognize is people, and as we've had scholars in here and adults and things, and athletes at the university, whether Wesleyan,
Mhm.
Hastings, Northwest Missouri State, UNL, you have to put time into your craft in order to get good. That doesn't happen just overnight. You don't just pull up and shoot threes like that overnight. And so, congratulations to Arup, who's on San Diego State and is
Yeah.
going to the Final Four, and then Taylor McCabe, who's from Fremont, just won a state championship a year ago. So how cool is that? Like you won a state championship in your freshman year, you're going to the championship game at the highest level. Really doesn't happen. So want to give a shout out to both of them on the sports side. And then just been a lot of stuff going on here in town. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I was gonna ask you. So I experienced I mean, I knew about FFA. Okay.
Okay.
I knew about every year that individuals come in, and I'm just making an assumption you were at a smaller town. And so are you familiar with it? Were you involved in FFA when you were growing up?
Yeah, we had I was never involved with it, but I
Okay.
know where I'm from. It was pretty big deal. That's where you get all the good fruits every year and everything when they
Okay.
start doing a little trying to raise a little money. But no, yeah, no, FFA, it was definitely you can imagine Northeast Nebraska,
Okay.
a lot of livestock up there, big farmer kind of land. Like we had FFA was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so Future Farmers of America, I mean, I knew every year we hold, Lincoln's kind of the hot spot, there's content and things, and so, I knew a young lady, Amelia Rourke, was from Waverly, and so I ran into her about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Phenomenal young woman, just outstanding as an athlete, but, got elected secretary, and
Okay.
so I didn't know all the pageantry, and it was like a pretty big secretary for the state. So she's like, "I'm doing my final address, if you get a chance, come," or whatever. I was like, da, da, da. So I went. And they had 7,000 individuals here in the city
Yeah.
this weekend. And I mean, from Hardington to David City to Weeping Water, I mean, the Blue Coats. And so I went to her closing address, and I just, again, Ralph gave her one of his goodness of the days, and I really appreciate that. But man, it was something to behold.
Yeah.
Just seeing all those individuals there, and I just want to give a shout out to those who organized, those who were involved, and just thanks for coming to the city. It's something that I'll step into every year just to take a look. But it was really cool to see all that, and it was just something I hadn't, been here forever for a long time and just never had stepped into that. So congratulations to all them who won competitions, to the officers that are on their way out, to the officers on their way in. Just knowing all the work that, when we talk about, we're going to talk about basketball and football, track and field, but we talk about those extracurriculars, and there's a large surrounding listening area for
Yeah.
93.7 The Ticket. And I really just think it's important that we recognize, Lincoln does not have FFA, Lincoln Public Schools doesn't,
Mhm.
but the surrounding schools do, and I think TCA does. We were recognized, Kurt Glacier there, but that's a huge involvement and a huge investment. And so for those that are listening from the surrounding areas, hey, congratulations. Well done. And man, it was, I was impressed.
Yeah, we don't. That's one. Honestly, now you say it, like I don't think I've ever talked about FFA yet, like on air, because like you don't really come to mind. But it is kind of interesting. Like you said, there is like a lot of pageantry to it in a way, and it's kind of buttoned up and down tied. You got to be professional
Yeah.
whole the way through. I'm sure you noticed everyone dressed really sharp as well at that event, and it's just kind of one of those things where it's Future Farmers of America, and you kind of take for granted, but when you go to those events and actually see like how much they know, and how
Yeah.
just how into it they are.
Yeah.
And especially in this region, I mean, that's what a lot of the youth are going to end up doing. So again, it's like kind of support them, and FFA is their thing, and Nebraska is kind of a staple for that. again, it's just good to kind of go and support those guys and see what they're all doing because it is unique. It's got some pageantry involved in there, but at the same time, it's just the knowledge that those guys have. Being
Right.
future farmers, that's the stuff that's going to feed everyone else down the road.
Without question.
So it's kind of cool to go and see. But what I did want to ask you, because I kind of going back to the girls' March Madness, was I think Caitlin Clark's kind of won me over for a while there. I was like, this is flopping. I was getting like too much Chris Paul vibes. But now it's like she's just after 41-point game, it's hard just to not. And like the confidence she has, like I'm sure you saw her waving off that South Carolina defender and like stuff like, and that's just kind of who she is. Like to be that good and just that dominant. Like I'm starting to win over. Kind of like, she's just kind of that girl out there that she can play that style and kind of have that swagger because she's dropping 41 points on you. It's just incredible.
Well, and like I said, I think everybody, and I know there's some back and forth going on how she's showing herself. I think, I give credit to her for, like I said, the investment, and there's just a different era when you come out and you play and you back it up with what you do. But I also think on the other end, when I talk about like just, looking at both things evenly, hey, she's doing that. And there's other people like, LSU kind of showing their stuff, blocking. I remember the one young lady lost her shoe and still blocked the shot and stood there. I think just, making sure that game recognizes game. And that's what it is. And so, it's not, somebody's not demonstrative on the other end, that may look different or be different, as well as, that's somebody else that we all fall in love with and, this, that, and the other. So I recognize Caitlin Clark and her abilities, and defensively, that was the game plan. Like, let that person shoot. Make them shoot you out of something. Now, would I have waved at the person or whatever else? But we don't know if that was like, okay, hey, remember, let her go. Like, tell her to shoot the ball.
Yeah, like when I saw that highlight, like I didn't see I know it looked like a wave off, but like to me, it's like if you're playing defense, and that's the game plan. Like you're kind of just doing that, signaling team like, nah, don't.
Like, hey, we don't come out on this individual. But then on the other end, if somebody's doing the same thing, like, hey, we're not, and she made the threes. I would have liked to see her shoot one or two. I would have told my shoot, shoot one or two, just see what happens, and if not, then we have to make that adjustment. So, like I said, our game recognizes game, and I'm looking forward to the game tonight. What that looks like, and it's just kind of a contrasting styles a little bit, but in a way, right now I'm gonna have to say you got the two best teams. I mean, if you're playing tonight, you got the two best teams, and you'll have that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and again, I believe we'll be actually carrying that as well on the station. I'll double check, but I'm pretty positive we'll have that one for you. But we got a little bit of time here. Why don't I kind of just lay out what we got ahead? And again, if you guys want to join the show, I know we got 10 people on stream. I wish there's a way I could track the Allo numbers. I still got to figure that out to see how many people we have watching on Allo. But again, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, if you want to put a face to the voice, and the Sutter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. So we got a couple scholars in here. And they'll be on in the next 2 seconds. We'll go up till 9 before Fitness Fanatics, which is 9 to 11. So we'll kind of just go ahead and lay out what we got coming up here.
Yeah, no, and I'm excited when you got the Fitness Fanatics. I'm going to have to say, like when you said we were going over Allo, I said there were Amazon. I said there were two things I was really excited about.
Yeah.
Finally, we're on the same platform as Coming to America too. I mean, probably some if you're looking, you're like really dressing up a little bit. I'm going to talk to DP about a clothing allowance for the station. Rico, we can still go to the Kitty Gap. So, I mean, that will kind of lower the price for things. AD is, the swell on his arms changes every now and then.
Yeah, he's getting too big.
Yeah,
so he can't go.
Yeah, so we'll all have to go to Farrell's, do the 10-week challenge, and then after that, DP can size us all up and everything. But like I said, I'm excited. We bring in scholars each week and some adults, but just gotten really great feedback. And so I think one of the things is we just really want to profile individuals who are doing great things, not just on the court or on the field or on the golf course, but also they're contributing to their community. And so got two individuals here. One I've known. I keep saying every time when we bring individuals in, it's nice to recap, but it was amazing. I got his graduation announcement, and I was like, man, he cannot be that old already. Devon Ludy, who is a senior over at Lincoln High School, and if you haven't heard the name, then I don't know where you've been. But this man is a speedster. He was a member of Belmont Tracks. He's just all around good dude. And for Rico, I know Rico's name keeps coming up, but he's got UNK commit.
Oh, yeah, that'll
for
get Rico
football
fired up.
for Coach Held out there, and he's going to get a good one. So excited for him to share his journey and share some insight, and then have Ty Dresden, who is a scholar over at East High School, currently playing soccer right now. I want to say Stretch. I don't, and we're gonna get a nickname before you leave out of here on the roof. But that cat, just have known his stepdad and his mom, and just known of him and seen him kind of progress and do different things. I think even from middle school into high school, and just outstanding young man. So he's over there. The athletic side he's involved in is soccer and basketball, and just excited to have him on and kind of just share his journey. I love how he's immersed himself in some environments that people would say that you wouldn't traditionally do. But he's done it, and and served as a leader in the environments as well. So again, excited just to focus on young people who are not just making a change, but doing the work out in the community. And again, like we said, it's bigger than the score.
Yeah, absolutely. And just real quick from the text line, just a few unknown texters says really enjoyed the content throughout the week. Great job, guys. And that's from Isaac. And again, as the ticket just keeps growing, it's awesome for you guys to listen. And we do have someone from the YouTube text line says "Go Lynx."
Always, Lynx always out there now.
Yeah,
I have to say, I was gonna have to say, as a '91 Spartan grad, I'm gonna show love to the Lynx, but I'm also gonna show some love to the Spartans as well now.
Absolutely. And again, you guys are always welcome to join in on the text line, and good way to end with the show. But we'll throw the break here. We got all the way up till 9, so we'll have 2 more segments after this one. This is Bigger Than the Score. Here starts here with host Pete Ferguson. As always, we got a couple scholars coming your way as well. We'll do that all in the next few segments right here on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else. Open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. I've been at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock. Visit the site at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988, free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHA, the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and this station.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Everybody is jockeying for position. If I was the head coach, everybody's position would be up for that because I want competition across the board. Earn it on the football field. That's the feel I got from Coach Rule, is that he is an earn it guy. He ain't going to give you anything.
To snatch that position, you got to go out there and solidify that first week, and you got to keep coming. You got to keep getting better every day. You got to make your teammates better. You just got to understand your role.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers sprouts rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at hungerinaamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandtogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, keeping it green, helping thrive, making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks, paired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. This episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Let's Get Pet program can cover up $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/getpets to hear more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vet Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Teachers Association of the station.
Back to Bigger Than the Score. Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC and Lincoln Public Schools. Just looking forward to just kind of engaging and dialoguing. We got two scholars here in the studio, as I kind of mentioned before the break, and so we've got Scholar Javon and Scholar Ty. How y'all doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice to be here today. So yeah, same here.
Fantastic. Well, hey, we're going to get right into it. So, like I said, I've known y'all in different capacities. And so I'm just going to ask, Javon, let's start with you. Just kind of maybe share a little bit about, who you are and your journey. Have you always lived in Lincoln? Kind of where have you gone to school? Just tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so, always lived in Lincoln. I've known you for a while. But went to Belmont. Then after Belmont, went to Goodrich. And then after Goodrich, Lincoln High. So, it's been a journey. Downs, but just want to shout out to all my teachers because that big thing. That's why I'm going to education for my teachers. Every step of the way, there's just been great teachers around me helping me get up, and then they really paved the path for me to get to where I am today. So just want to shout out to all of them. So
awesome! You probably got a bunch right now. The text line's gonna be full all of a sudden with all these educators and then probably districts across the state being like, okay, now how far you are, we'll hire you right now. Here, go ahead and just sign this. We're sending something to your phone. So we'll talk about that and your desire to go into education, why that is in a little bit. So, hey, Ty, briefly tell us about yourself again. Have you lived in Lincoln? Where have you gone to school? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I've been in Lincoln all my life. I went to elementary, middle school here, and I started at East last year, and I liked that. Went into basketball, soccer. I liked all those programs. I liked the coaching staff there. Campbell and Colin Smithsek,
okay,
both really important people to me. They've given me a lot of opportunities that I am very thankful for.
Awesome. And so, like you, I have to say, and a fellow East Spartan here, I was we were talking earlier, class of 91, so I was a little bit older. I had some hair then, and I had a couple people dislodge me on the record board, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm not sure if all those stats were official, no. But in all honesty, you said I've been in Lincoln, said elementary, kind of just a little bit, your elementary, middle school path.
Yeah, no, I went to a parochial school. I went to St. John for both elementary and middle school. And then I transferred. I was gonna go Pius. I transferred to East, kind of, not last minute, but over the summer. Me and my family were talking about it. And I kind of wanted to go to East because I thought I would have better opportunities there, and so that's what we ended up deciding to do, transfer to East. And I think that was the right decision. I really appreciate them for that, for letting me do that. For just everyone at East is very helpful. They're very supportive in what you want to do and help you get to your goals and reach your goals. And they'll do whatever they can to help you get there.
Awesome. And I think, like I said, when you talked about family and giving you those opportunities as you kind of get older, what you see is the best fit for you. And it's not that one thing's not a good thing. It's just kind of what is the best fit things up. So you talked a little bit about family, and Ty, I want to start with you, and then Javon, tell us about who's in your family and who do you want to give a shout out. I know you gotta, and I'm just going to preface this. Always make sure you start with the mom, because we've had a mom left out before, and the door is locked, but they've come in and found a way in. So who's in your family? Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Okay, so I want to thank my mom, honestly, I know deep down in my heart, she loves me and she'll be the best I can. She that man every day. So I want to thank her. I
want to give her. You want to shout her name out there so she can get it on the air and get that love?
Yeah, Carmen Pedroza.
All right.
So thank you. My dad, Travis Dresden, he has always been supportive in whatever I want to do, and he will, again, kind of like my mom, push me and get me there if I want to do that. If I say, and then step parents, I got Marco Pedroza. Cooking guys might know him. He was a principal at Scott, and he transferred to
district office.
To the district office. Yeah. But he has been a really big support, like the other two. He has pushed me. He has given me advice, and he's been a mentor to me. And then my stepmom, Lindsay Dresden, she teaches at Irving. Just being there, always being there to support me too in whatever I want. She shows up to games, and she'll help watch my siblings when my dad goes to games and she can't. So she'll stay home and watch my siblings.
Awesome. And who are your siblings? You want to give them a quick shout out real quick to some names?
Yeah. So we got Aiden, Santana, Ella, Bailey, and Jack.
We got a full house going on there. All right. And Javon, what about you? Talk a little bit about your family.
Yeah, just like he said, just my mom. She's been there every day, just working on what I can do better, and just support me no matter what I do. Throughout if it's sports or if it's not sports, just life. She always gives me great advice and what to do. And just like life, I said, Melissa, Louie, that's her name. And then I also got to shout out my brothers. Love them to death, but sometimes they drive me crazy.
The truth comes out, but that's all right. The love, but the craziness as well. But who are they?
Yeah, Javari and Josiah. Javari playing football. He's playing football with me the past 3 years, and then my youngest brother Josiah, he's going to Goodrich right now. So love him to death. And then just shout out to everybody else, my friends and family, everybody that's came out to support me. and help me just do this journey.
Awesome. So as you talked about a little bit about your journey, tell us, and Jamal, we'll start with you, but tell us a little bit about what that journey's been like to get you interested in sports. I know and you do other things as well. So talk about some of the other things, but like what spurred that? Was it watching a game one day? Was it mom? Was it, siblings? I'm always interested in what was that spark.
I guess we can start with the sports aspect first. Just growing up, my family was big football fans. We watch football every day. You got the Sundays every day.
Yeah, I know what your favorite pro team is.
Green Bay Packers. You already know.
You better cut his mic, Harrison. You better cut his mic.
I don't know
Dallas Cowboys for life, but we'll go ahead. It's your time.
But yeah, just watching not even just NFL teams, but pro teams, college teams, and then going to Nebraska football games. That was just like my first Nebraska football game that just kind of just like popped in my head that I wanted to go do sports. And, just ever since then, just progressing in my sports. I started football and then middle school, was paving the waters for maybe basketball, started basketball. And then late in my middle school year, I'm doing track. So just evolving my sports career every single year, doing something different. And it's ended me leading to high school, going to Kearney for athletics and things like that. And then just outside of sports, I've always been a real high character guy. I feel like I've always tried to help people in the community or do something where I can voice my opinion or speak out about things. And so just at Belmont, getting the opportunity for my teachers elected me to do the tracks program. It was really, really fun. And it really provided a different point of view on like how you can be heard or seen.
Right.
And it really just helped me a lot, feeling more comfortable talking about certain topics and just being help of the community. And I've been carrying that on the rest of my life, doing outside curriculars and some different community things, and just trying to be a guy at Lincoln High that people can look up to. Like a freshman, we do a little thing at the beginning of the year for all the freshmen to come in, and then it's called Links Crew. So you just take like a little class of freshmen and show them around the school and teach them about stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just like helping people, and it's really fun and entertaining to me.
Well, and definitely have seen that kind of progress. Like I said, we say bigger than the score, and so that's one of the things is what I've really admired about you is that your off the field stuff has not only complemented but has far exceeded some of the on the field things that we'll get to in a little bit. Ty, what about you? What has kind of been I don't want to say what was the spark that you said, you know what, hey, there's some things in sports I really, I'm interested in, and kind of moved you towards, whether it be soccer, basketball, what was kind of what was the moments or things that helped you with that?
Yeah. No, okay. So to start, I did a lot of sports as a kid. I was very fortunate. I did anywhere from baseball to swimming. I was on a swim team for a few years. But basketball and soccer, I was just kind of stuck. As time went on, as I grew up and started going elementary to middle, I had to start getting sports because I wanted to kind of narrow my path to a few. And so I started dropping sports, and I didn't want to drop soccer or basketball because I enjoyed them so much. I'm fortunate enough to be on a club, Dreamers Football Club, and so like my coach over there, Ricardo, he's given me a lot of opportunities to improve myself, as as a player and as a leader on the team even. And then for basketball, being on the AAU teams, even though it's not the highest, it's still a level where I can improve myself and I can help others improve. And so kind of getting into high school, my role changed on the team. And so instead of going and trying to score points, I was more defensive. I wanted to be the player that coach could say, "Hey, guard this guy," and he wouldn't score any points.
That's all right.
And then for soccer, I'm the goalkeeper, so
okay,
gotta keep those skills up. I gotta not only kind of know what I'm doing, but know what everyone else is doing, so that I can kind of facilitate things and help get the team get the team going where they need to go. And so that's kind of where I've been sports wise. Outside of that, of course, I like hanging with my friends. They're a big inspiration. They're a big help. Especially if I'm like stressed with sports, I can go to them and they'll be like, yeah, talk to us. Like he said, getting involved in the community too. I'm a part of Leadership Lincoln, which is a group of like 40 sophomores from all around Lincoln and even the surrounding area. There's 2 kids from Waverly there, but we meet every month and we talk about just how we can improve our community and ways we can do that. And so I feel like that will also help me in sports, yes, but that'll help me in life,
Right.
kind of wherever I go. And I know it's like leadership. You can take those skills and you can go like wherever and you can implement those skills. And it was just kind of community involvement and community growth and visions and all that.
I think what you talked about, familiar with Leadership Lincoln, I actually had a tenure over there. I actually oversaw the youth program. So, excited to know that you're getting that opportunity experience. And I think it's those transferable life skills. We want young people and we want people in general to be able to go out to a global economy. And so, I like how your parallels are is like you're the goalkeeper in soccer, and so how you flow is kind of how the team flows. And kind of you talked about being that defender as well, for basketball, how roles change, but how you accept that role. And so I admire that because Dennis Rodman is one of my favorites. And so when you talked about defense and shutting things down, you're looking at me with that blank stare. We're gonna have to get you to your home front and look up Dennis Rodman.
He's probably my favorite.
That's what
NBA
I'm talking
player all time.
That's what I'm talking about. Get this man a poster. DP, get him some clothing or something of Dennis Rodman. But both of y'all talked about just involvement and leadership. But I'm really interested in like mentorship. And Javon, you brought that up about educators that have been in your life and other individuals that have helped. And Ty, you talked about friends. Sure, somebody like who's been a mentor in your life and what advice have they given you that either at that moment you took to heart or now looking back, you're like, man, like that was something that I needed to take to and it's really resonating now.
Yeah, so Missy at Belmont.
Yeah.
She was really a really big mentor in my life. Just going to Belmont, she really put in my mind that not everything is about me, but a lot of people look at me, and so what I do reflects on what other people do. And so she kind of just was really digging at me, and then she really wanted to see me grow and be a really, really good person in this world. And I love her to death. She's probably one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. And then just for maybe like this year, like not just one person, but a big group of people just helped me push through the adversity I've faced with injuries this year.
And real quick, talk a little bit about that. Those that don't know, you have, you had a great football season, track season, got recruited, obviously committed to Kearney.
Yeah.
Was coming into the year with some high aspirations, and kind of talk a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, so early in the summer, I do summer track, and so just during the practice, going over a hurdle, and then I hyperextended my knee, sprained my ACL, so it was delayed a little bit, and going into the football season, but ended up still playing the first game, and then halfway through the season, just broke my ankle against Northeast, and so it kind of just set me back in a way I wasn't really expecting, because I've been through injuries, but never just anything like this caliber, especially my senior season, wasn't really expecting that because, you see other people online or anything or just they're getting hurt and you don't really expect it to happen yourself and that happens and you're just like, crushed. But it really took a lot of willpower for me to withstand that. There's obviously hard times, but there's a lot of people in my life just help me get back up and pushing through that. But now I'm back. Hopefully, getting back into this track season. Hopefully, competing for another state championship for the hurdles. So, but through that journey, there's just a lot of people around me, just telling me to not worry about it.
Right.
You put in this position for a reason. And then I just want to shout out to my coach, head coach Mackey, Mark Mackey at Lincoln High, head football coach. After the past head coach at Kearney stepped away, I didn't really know what I was going to do. And then he called Coach Held down to come talk to me, and then Coach Held and me got talking, and then I'm going to go to Kearney. So
That's awesome. No, and I think that's fantastic. Ty, when we come back after this break, I want to hear about just individuals who has been a mentor in your life, and maybe just a piece of advice that they gave you that you're like, you know what, I want to make sure other people know about that. So after we get back from the break, we're going to take a break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. We'll be right back.
This Easter, focus on your family instead of dishes with the Venue to-go meals. Prepared in-house by our chefs, these meals are ready to heat and eat with packages for 2 to 3 people or 6 to 8, and your choice of juicy beef tenderloin, tasty herb roast, or famous 6-pepper prime rib. Meal packages come with sides, and we have additional add-ons available to complete your feast. Order today at venuedelivered.com/. That's venuedelivered.com/Easter.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge, at 29th and Pine Lake.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Public schools are the cornerstones of our communities, and it's communities that ensure students have great public schools. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Learning happens at home, in school, and everywhere in between. We all have a role to play in supporting student learning in the classroom and beyond. Help us make this the best school year yet.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Into the building for the first time after the shooting. It was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together in heart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel, you think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive.
plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Don't let biases or degrees or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 Bigger Than the Score. We're on 93.7 The Ticket, and got Harrison here on the board, but joined with a couple of scholars, Javon, who's from Lincoln High, and kind of just told his story about just kind of persevering and some of the, the success he's had, but also some of the challenges, and then left off where we want to ask Ty here from Lincoln East, maybe just sharing a little bit about just kind of who has been a mentor, whether it's been a teacher, a coach, a parent, maybe a peer in your life, and then what is some advice that they gave you that you really feel like, man, I need to make sure that other people hear this?
Yeah. So to start off again, my mom has been a really big inspiration and mentor to me. She will push you very hard. Let's put it that way. She will
that gentle love. That's what it is. That gentle love.
No, gentle. I said tough love.
Okay.
But she will push you to be the best no matter what. Even if that means telling you the hard stuff that no one wants to hear. And I really appreciate her for that. Even though like in the moment I know I don't.
Right.
In the future, like now looking back, like I know that it will end up helping me, and she just wants to help me and make me the best person I can. So she has been a really big mentor to me. And honestly, Marco too. So my stepdad, he kind of, like you were saying earlier, how I kind of accepted that role, that defensive role,
right,
when I was into basketball. He kind of put that in my head, like it's okay to have a different role on a team. You do not have to drop 30 points a game. Like there are people that will do that, and then there are people who will play defense really well, and then there are people who will pick the team up. And I feel like instead of scoring points, I have been kind of the other two, kind of like making sure the team is okay, making sure we're all right, picking each other up when someone has a bad play, and then defense. And I feel like had I not heard that from Marco, had I not heard that it is okay to have a different role, I probably wouldn't have been as happy or as successful as I am in either soccer or basketball. So
wow. And I think that's important, and not only for peers to hear, but also, parents. We've had a lot of people that come in, and, I think the ticket has done a great job, because I think one of the things is you have, individuals that are achieving at the highest level or have made it to the highest level, but also at some point in time, they have, their roles may be different here. They may have come in and they're a 3, 4, or 5 star, and, now they've articulated, like we've not accepted, but we in order for us to better the team, we've had to take a different role maybe than we had in middle school or high school. And so, what is something, I'm gonna start with you, Ty, and briefly say, what is something that you would like to share with parents about, like, a scholar's journey, whether it be athletically, extracurricular? Is it something, hey, let them play multiple sports, let them be involved? Like, what is some advice that you want to give to parents so they can be a benefit, not a hindrance to their child?
Yeah. So one of the things that comes to mind right away is that it's very difficult being a student athlete with the work that the students with the work that the teachers give the students in school, and all the tests that they have to study for, and then practices after school every day, and games on the week after school on the weekdays and the weekends, and all the time that they put in. Like, just make sure that they are happy doing what they're doing, because if they're not happy, it's not gonna be fun for either,
Right.
like, the kid first off, but then, like, that's gonna roll over to like their attitude towards their parents, their attitude towards the teachers, their friends. So just like make sure they are happy doing what they're doing.
That's perfect. Perfect. No, that's solid. And I think that we've heard that in other ones. I don't think we can hear that enough. Is that happiness needs to be mutually beneficial, and sometimes we see it being one way. Javon, what's a piece of advice that you would give to not just parents but adults, whether it be coaches, parents, mentors, that they need to kind of take to heart?
Yeah, I think the big thing is like Ty said, make sure they're happy. Make sure they're happy. And then second of all, I'd say don't expect a kid. Don't expect too much out of a student athlete. I mean, there's high standards, obviously. The 3-4 stars, high major D2 or wherever you're going. Obviously, you have high expectations, but I don't want it. Sometimes it feels like maybe adults or parents or coaches expect a little bit too much out of them. Because they can't do everything. Like football, team sport, you can't do everything. Basketball, team sport, like everything is a lot of sports are team sports. And even if it's not a team sport, individual sport, it's not like you're gonna in the 100. You're not gonna just go from 11-9 to 10-9 in one day. You know what I mean? So it's just a big thing is not to expect too much out of them, and then give them grace about how their schedule is and how they work, because everybody's different. Some people are gonna have a different schedule. Some people will roll this way and roll that way. So that's just a big thing for me.
Awesome. So, as we've got a couple minutes left, and I just kind of want to hear about your future plans. And I know, Javon, you shared a little bit about going to Kearney, but beyond that, Ty, like what are your future plans, aspirations? And you may not know college wise or whatever you want to do, but what are some things you've been thinking about?
I haven't really thought like specific colleges. I'd like to go out of state if the opportunity.
Your folks know that now? I didn't want to break no hearts now. I don't want somebody calling up, being like, "My baby's leaving." All right.
They kind of knew that I kind of would leave.
Okay.
But honestly, I have no clue what I want to go into. I thought I knew. I thought I wanted to go into forensics.
Okay.
But then kind of this year, I kind of shifted not away from that. I still have a little interest, but just maybe opening myself up to different careers. Like for that leadership Lincoln, we went to the College of Journalism, and we did like stuff like we're doing now in like a studio, and I like that. And then I don't know, just keeping myself open, because I'm still a sophomore. I don't have to make any solid concrete decisions yet, so kind of keeping my options open, seeing what works and what doesn't.
I think that's powerful. Like I said, we keep getting people in here that want to go ahead and take on DP's role. So he's going to have a bunch of interns and then people he's going to have to pay. Hey, Javon, quickly, what are things you want to get into?
Yeah, like we were talking about Kearney. Obviously, I'm going to Kearney, UNK, go Lopes. But
that makes Rico real happy now.
Yeah, going to play football there. Possibly going to run track there too. And then I'm going to study in education at Kearney. I'm going to be a math teacher and hopefully coach somewhere, whether it's high school or maybe move on to college somewhere. So that's my life plans.
Awesome. Hey, I really appreciate both of y'all being here. Congratulations on being a 2023 graduate in advance. I'm looking forward to your graduation party. Ty, glad to have you here. I always try to end with just a quote. And so Maya Angelou says, in all my work, what I try to say is that as human beings, we are more alike than we are unalike. So please, like I said, go out this weekend, enjoy the word, and remember, it's bigger than score.
It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and on the horizon. Stop telling your car someday and do it